Hello and welcome to the Money Flow Show for today, Monday the 20th of March. Hello and welcome. We are here for the Money Flow Show, and the Money Flow Show is where we give you a channeled message. We do the Money Flow Oracle card reading for the week 20th to the 26th of March 2017. And we then also open to do readings with the Oracle cards or without for our lovely viewers. Hello, Donna Marie. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Before we get started, we do spend the first 10 minutes. So for the next 7 minutes, we are going to be catching up, saying hello. Ixchel, Joanne, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. So for the next 7 minutes, as I said, we are going to give you the opportunity to answer the question of the day. So what's the question of the day? Today's question is this. Hey, first of all, did you know that it is International Day of Happiness today? International Day of Happiness, as Mariko has just mentioned as well. Fantastic. And so in honour of that, what I would love to ask you today, so I want your answer to this question as we go through our pre-show section for the next 6 minutes. Tell me the answer to this question. What is one thing, and only one thing, that makes you happy? What one thing makes you happy? What is one thing that will make you happy, or that does make you happy now? Share it with us and tell us a little bit about why it makes you happy. And in the meantime, I'm going to be shuffling the cards as I'm currently doing. I'm also going to just very quickly, in this pre-show section, I'm going to share out this live stream so that those people who are looking for us on another page will know exactly where to come to join us, so that we can get a beautiful collective energy going. Love makes me happy also, Eshel. Absolutely. Love, it's just lovely, isn't it? We can all do with more love, and we can all do with being more love in the world and sharing more love. So let me just ask you that question. Share with us what makes you happy on this International Day of Happiness. Joanne saying my beautiful garden makes me happy, and so it should. You've got some beautiful trees and plants there. Natasha is saying my family makes me happy because they always support me. That's just wonderful. Stationery, Mariko, fantastic. I love nothing better than a trip to Officeworks or somewhere like that as well. Hi Jen, lovely to see you. Maria, snow makes you happy, nature makes you happy. That photo that you shared today looked fantastic. How much fun for you to be playing in the snow there. We're having a rather damp, dark day today here in Brisbane. It's very overcast and it's been raining for possibly nearly 24 hours now. So it's much needed rain, but it does make things a little bit dark. Donna Marie, life, love, growing my soul, living and loving my place in this big game of unreality. I love that, Donna Marie, it's so true. Fantastic. Jody, hi, lovely to see you. Oh, you were just wondering what to do, and there I am. Perfect timing indeed. Thank you for joining us. So, question of the day, Jody, if you haven't heard it yet, is what makes you happy? We're asking this question today because it is International Day of Happiness. So it's all things happiness today. I'm wearing my happy colours, as you can probably see. All my beautiful colours. I've had this butterfly top for a very long time. Used to wear it dancing 10 years ago, and pulled it out today because it makes me happy. The colours in it make me happy. So tell me, in our pre-show, we've got another 3 minutes to go. Just let me know what makes you happy. I'm going to take a moment to share the show out to my other pages so that people know where we are. Sometimes people are looking for us. And if you want to share it with anyone, or if you want to tag any of your friends and let them know that we're doing this, we are going to do live readings a little later on. get them over here, and let's get the collective energy really high and happy. Happy, 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 high vibrations in this live that we're doing today. All right, I'll just pop share, and I'll share this out very quickly into my Facebook page. Just copy that, paste that, copy paste, and you could take this moment to do that as well. If you have any friends or know anyone who might enjoy it, you could share it out to your people or in your groups or anything like that for me. That would be great. Let me hit post on that, and then just once more into my group so that the people in the group can come and join us as well. Here we go. Sue's taking photos of the beautiful place we live and sharing them makes you happy. That's wonderful. Good on you. Thank you. All right, here we go. Sharing it in the group. This just makes it easy for people to find us. And by the way, have you joined the Mystery School for Women as yet? If you have not, you can simply type in Mystery School for Women in Facebook and you will find the group and ask to join, and we'd love to have you there because we're all divine mystic women and men, and it's time for us to really power up and raise our frequency and really start living that existence which is so far beyond what we currently live. Hello Erin, lovely to see you. Hi Tiani. Great to see you as well. Okay, so I've shared all of that out. Now I'm simply going to bring all of my focus and attention back to you. And we've got one more minute pre-show before we get started on the channeled message and the Money Flow Oracle card reading, and before we open up to our viewers to do live readings for as many of you as we can. So just to quickly answer the question, what makes you happy? We're asking this question today in response to the fact that it is International Day of Happiness. All right, so let's get started with the show. Hello and welcome to the Money Flow Show, where we share the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading. It is for the week the 20th to the 26th of March 2017. Also during the show today, we are going to do a channeled message from the guides, all that is, or whichever choose to come through. And we are going to open a little later on to our audience to ask for their own Money Flow Oracle card reading, or even just a channeled reading from me. So thank you so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aleckson, and I am the soul speaker. I give a voice to the power within through direct voice channeling, a highly evolved non-physical stream of consciousness that we call all that is. They provide information, healing and transformation through the vibrational frequency of the words that we speak. As I mention them right now, I feel them coming very, very strongly, getting ready to share a message with you. So again, thank you for joining me for the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading. And here we go. I'm shuffling the cards. We're going to do it a little different today. We are going to pull the card or the cards for the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading, first of all. And then we'll see what else happens with the show, with the readings, with the energy. What I'd love to do while I shuffle the cards is to invite you to close your eyes for just a moment, or you can keep watching if you choose. It makes no difference. But just bring yourself into this moment in time. Allow yourself to come into this moment in time, right here, right now. There is nothing else that you need to be doing in this moment other than that which you are doing, which is bringing your full attention and presence to this moment. And as you do so, and as we breathe together, we draw forward and invite all of your higher aspects, all of those parts of you that play in other time and space dimensions. We invite all of those parts of ourselves, of the non-physical, to come back into this moment in time. To come back into this moment in time as we all gather here now. To draw forth the best money flow oracle card reading and the best message for this week, for the collective who are here at this time. And by that we mean you and your friends who have gathered here to partake of this experience. Yes. And so we are, of course, here. We are all that is. And we have joined very gently and softly with this one in order to provide the reading for you today and to take it beyond where it might have gone, you see. We are all that is, as indeed are you. We are the non-physical, all that is. And you, my darlings, are the physical manifestation of all that is. All that is leaves nothing out. There is nothing that you are not. There is nothing that you are not. And we wish to particularly bring to your attention the part of nothing that you are not that involves money. You are that which you call money, you see. You are that which you call riches, you see. You are that which you believe to be outside of yourself. In this moment, we know you feel it. We bring your attention back to the fact that you are all that you are seeking. You are everything that you are seeking. You are all that is, which leaves nothing out. Money doesn't get left over there. The beautiful house that you want doesn't get left over there. The car that you want doesn't get left over there. The gorgeous being that you wish to co-create with isn't out there waiting for you, staying away from you or coming closer to you or any of these things. You are all that is. Everything that you desire is also all that is. Now come together and play, you see. And we specifically say come together and play because we think the way to experience all of those things in your physical reality is to turn it into a game, to play with life, to be a child again, to have fun in every moment. Indeed, on this day, to be happy. To be happy. To be happy. You are all that is. And so is everything else. In other words, we tell you this, and we tell you this lightly because it's not a big heavy burden. It simply is as it is. You are all that is. There is nothing that you are not. Thank you. I'm laughing because they didn't address the cards at all. So I'm going to address the cards that came out for this week. Whoa, I just need to breathe for a moment. Thank you for being here, for your presence, for our oneness. Thank you. Right, let's get on to the weekly money flow oracle card reading. Ooh. So 2 cards came out while I was shuffling them just before the guides came through and spoke about that. And really, the 2 cards that came out, I'm just going to show them to you and then I'll just channel through what wants to be said. I'll channel these cards and what they want to share with you. So the first card was the card that says, by the way, these cards only have one word on them. And the word on the first card is the word enough. Enough. And the second card is the card that says values. So let me just share with you what these cards are saying for us, for the energy around money flow, indeed for the energy around energy flow for this week, the 20th to the 26th of March. Enough. 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 I don't know why I keep saying it, but it's enough. Enough. And as Shirley Ann has just said, it is indeed enough is enough. Stop holding yourself back. Stop, we wanted to say stop fucking around, and she stopped us because of the swear word, but we want to say to you, stop fucking around. Stop holding yourself back. Stop pretending to be so small when you are not. This is why we brought through the message of who you really are, of how you are everything. This is why we said it, you see, because it's time now. Enough, enough, enough. Be all that you are. Stop believing that you are less than that. Just stop believing that you are less than that. Stop believing that you are less than all that is. Stop believing that you are less than all that is. You are so great. You are so amazing. You are so magnificent. You are so beautiful. You are so enough. You are so enough. Enough of everything. You are so enough that you can get out there and do anything that you wish to do, and yet you still hold yourself back. And today we say to you, enough is enough. Stop and get on with it. Now, of course, we're not saying this in a way to say to you, now start beating yourself up. That's included in the enough is enough. Enough beating yourself up. Enough telling yourself that you're not good enough. Enough comparing yourself to anyone else. Yes? Enough. Enough playing small, and you are already enough. And then behind that is the values card. Now, the reason that's come in is this. As you step up, you want to be very sure that what you're stepping up into plays nicely with your values. Do you know what your values are? Today's the day to look at them, to make sure that your values match where you're going, to make sure that your values are true to your heart. And then, having done that, remind yourself, or allow us to remind you once again, you are enough, and enough is enough. Get to it. Yes? Indeed. Indeed. You are enough. And on that note, take a breath with us. And as you breathe out, just allow all of that old, stale air to bring out with it any time within you, any space within you, any thought within you that would have you believe you are not enough. Just let it go. Release it. Drop it. It's not natural for you to carry those things around. It is not natural. It is learned. We want you to return to natural self. Yes? We are done. So there we have it. Enough is enough, and it's time to be enough and to know yourself as enough and get your values in line. Make sure that you are acting from your values, that where you're going is where your values want you to be. And a beautiful message. I know it was beautiful because I can feel my whole body. In fact, I've got that feeling in my tummy, which feels a little bit like I'm going a nauseous kind of feeling. Very strong energies I'm experiencing these days with my work, my channeling. And of course, with each and every one of you giving us your attention and bringing your collective consciousness into these sacred conversations that we have, that ramps up the energy as well. all that is, and from all of your high aspects, all of your soul aspects, all of those parts of you that are out there in other time space dimensions. So very, 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 very strong. So thank you for that today. Right ho then. I guess now's the time. If anybody has any questions, that would be wonderful. Michael, I made you laugh. Was that about the swearing? That's so funny. Robbie, I'm going to pull a card for you right away, my darling, okay? So it's time, guys. If you have a question, please ask a question. And if you want to have a card reading and you have a specific question around that, if you give us some details, that makes it even more fun for you. But you could just ask for a card as well. So I'm just going to quickly pull a card for Robbie to get started. I've just got to change my comments so that I can keep Robbie's request there in front of me. So I won't see anyone else's until I scroll down a little further. So please only add your question once or add your request for a reading once. We have got wonderful... so the guides didn't muck around at all today, did they? They got straight in, they gave the message, and we have a bit more time than usual for all the viewers' readings. So if you miss out, please, if you missed out in the past and you want to have a reading today, please pop your name down. We'll get through as many as we can. Lots of energy coming up, some clearing being done there for some people. Okay. Robbie, let's get a card for you, darling. Okay, here we go. Oh, Robbie, this is nice for you. It's the receive card. I'll show it to you, but, you know, it's the receive card. I know you can't see it because it's a mirror image, but it's the receive card for you, Robbie. It feels to me, Robbie, that if you would simply... Yeah, I'm seeing an image, okay, so I'm just going to kind of play it out as much as I can to bring out the message. But it feels to me like it's almost like you've got your hands over your heart, squeezing it tight, protecting it. And the message that the card's giving you today is that pry your hands off and open them up wide and allow yourself to start receiving. Oh, Robbie. Yeah? Let go of your heart. Let it be free. Let it open up and start receiving. Okay? Thank you, Robbie. I like that card for you. All right, let's see who else. A shell. Okay, just having big shifts at this time. Is there something I could focus on or incorporate? Oh. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it feels like the shifts are much harder than they need to be. They're harsher than they need to be, Michelle. And that's because of an underlying fear about what will happen to you when these shifts have happened, how your life might change, how you'll need to be more responsible for something, how your life is going to change. So there's a fear around what your life's going to be like if you allow yourself to go through these shifts. And so what you're doing is you're kind of, you're locking your muscles, in other words. You're locking your muscles so that the energy of the shift can't get in. And so the thing to do is to recognize that. Perhaps write a little story about what your life's going to look like after you step through these shifts. And by the way, you get to create that. You get to make that decision. There's no pre-planned thing that's going to happen in your life except what you want to have happen. So write a story of what will happen after these shifts that I'm currently going through, and then release any fear that you have around any of those things that you write down. Because if there's something you've been really, really, really wanting to change about your life, the fear that's coming up is because you can start to feel that as you go through this shift, it is going to happen. So release that fear by writing it down and acknowledging it, and then get on with it. Okay? So focus on the intention for what you wish to have happen. Thanks, Michelle. Joanne, that's interesting. Okay, so let's have a look. I'd love some insight into music, singing and sound in relation to me. So as I was reading your question before I read it out loud, because I read it in here first, as I was reading it, this card jumped out at me. And it's the action card, Joanne. So what it's saying to me is that you know where you want to go. You know how to make it happen, how to bring all those things together so that you can create the thing that you wish to create. The thing to do now is to take some action, to take some action towards what it is that you're trying to create. Take physical action. Manifestation of anything just simply means to bring it into reality. And the way that humans bring things into reality are through moving forward or taking action. In other words, lifting a foot up and moving into the next moment. Action is how a human being manifests into this reality. Yes, there's all the other stuff, the non-physical stuff, but the end thing is the action. So, Joanne, we're saying to you to get stuck into the action. Start taking action. Even if it's just one step right now, take that step and get into the flow of action. Okay? Thank you. Oh dear, I've lost everybody. Where did you all go? Let me see. Sorry about this. I just need to... Tiani, I will get to you. Just running through, I've lost it, my place. I'm just trying to find it again so we can... there we are, Maria. Maria. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Every time I see your name, that's what I think. And yet you're not a problem. You're such a doll. It's a weird expression, isn't it? You're such an adorable being. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Isn't that interesting that that's what comes to me when I see your name? How do you solve a problem like Maria? Maria, here's how you solve a problem like Maria. You stop thinking that you have a problem. Because truly, you are so far from problems, and yet you continue to turn around and look for them. You continue to turn around and look for them. And so, how do you solve a problem like Maria? You shift Maria's perception about what is going on. And so we do that now as we speak. Thank you. I just feel like laughing, Maria. That's very funny. I hope it makes sense. Michael, we'll pull a card for you as well. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. And thanks for laughing at me swearing earlier when I was doing my message. I'm trying to keep it all, you know, child-friendly. And then they go and want to use a swear word, and I have to discuss it with them up in my head while they're talking to you. So that's really funny. That's why I commented on it, or they commented on it, because I was up there going, no, you can't say that. Always trying to be in control, aren't I? It's funny what us humans do. All right. Is there anything particular, Michael, that you're wanting to ask about? Ask it now. You don't need to write it down. We just simply want you to ask it. And the answer is vision. Now, this is funny because it's to do with camera. It's to do with camera, the vision, the looking through the lens, the looking through the lens and seeing it in the special way that you see things. The looking through the lens and extending further beyond the lens and seeing the vision for you. Yes, you had a vision once upon a time, and as you put your action towards that vision and found that it wasn't matching up to what it was supposed to be, you've allowed yourself to think now that the vision is not possible. And we're reminding you as you look through the lens. See beyond what you are currently seeing. Thank you. That's for you, Michael. I love it when they come through because they know someone that's a friend of ours. Michael used to come to our Thursday night channeling sessions that we used to do here in Brisbane, and they immediately came through to speak with him. So that's lovely. This card's just come through and it's for the next person in line, so I'm just going, see, we're pulling cards before we even get to you. Lynn Huck, who would love a card. Lynn, the card that I've got for you is a card that says one word. Again, they all say one word, but this one says give. Give a little love. Again, I'm having a song come through. Sometimes the guides bring through a song for me to deliver the message. Now, I'm not going to sing it because really I'm not comfortable singing. I don't think I'm good at it. My son tells me otherwise, but, you know, I think he's just sucking up. So give. And the song that's coming in is that song that said, give a little bit of your love to me. I really want to sing it because you might recognise the song, Lynn. Give a little bit of your love to me, or give a little bit of my love to you. My love to you. Give a little bit of my love to you. So, Lynn, that's your message today, whatever that situation is, okay? I hope that means something to you. And I'm not going to sing, I promise. All right, let's move on. Jen Fulston, lovely to see you, Jen. Thanks for joining us. Always lovely to have your beautiful smiley face there. And I'm just going to shuffle and pull a card for you. Let me see here. It's International Happiness Day, or International Day of Happiness today, people. So get happy. Let's, you know, there's actually a... quite interestingly, I've been understanding this morning that there's a bit of an energy of anxiety around. People feeling anxious, and that's because of the whole I've had enough of my own nonsense stuff that the guides were speaking about earlier, about enough is enough. So in complete opposition to that and that energy of anxiety that's around, it is the International Day of Happiness today. So move your anxiousness aside and just choose to be happy. Happiness is a choice, as someone told me many, many years ago, and I got very upset with that person because that had not been my experience up to that point. So Jen, let's get a card for you, my darling. Here we are. Oh, same card again, Jen. It's actually the same thing. Let me just tap into it a little bit more. Because again, that song's in my head. So let me just... Jen, yeah, it is. It's about love again. It's about not withdrawing your love, your attention, your presence from someone, but rather giving that. Giving that. And Jen, for you, I feel like it's actually for yourself. Not withdrawing your self-love, but putting more self-love. Giving to yourself. Giving love to yourself, Jen, okay? So that one's for you. Give love to yourself. Amanda Roop, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. I will pull a card for you. We've still got 23 minutes to go, so I'm hoping that we'll get to everyone. I'll see if I can do that. But we'll do the best that we can. Please understand that if you don't get a card reading today, that, as the guides always say, you will receive what you need, whether you ask your question or not. Whether you get a reading or not, you will have your answer. It will come through with someone else's reading, or it will be part of the collective channeled message at the beginning of the show. So if you didn't catch that, please go back and watch it once we're finished. Excuse me, a bit of a sore throat today. Been talking too much. I was at the Mind, Body, Spirit on Friday for 45 minutes, speaking quite loudly. The guides are coming through, and I was going to say, and it makes my throat sore, but that's actually not true. I don't know why I'm saying that. It doesn't make my throat sore, but I have a little catch in my throat today. Whether it's to do with that or not, I don't know. Amanda, again, we've got the receive card for you as well. It's very, it's interesting that we're getting the same cards, because I'm really giving them a good shuffle. That's why I'm taking so long. But Amanda, for you, the receive card has also come out. It actually feels to me very much based around money for you. That there's some money that's coming, that you're receiving, that you're looking forward to, that you might even be worried about that it's not going to come, or you might not even know that it's coming. You might just kind of have some tiny little expectation. But essentially what we're saying, there is money coming. There is money coming. Okay? Very nice and simple for you, Amanda, today. There is money coming. Receive it. Receive it, receive it, receive it. Open your arms and believe it. That is a mantra that I listen to in my headphone while I'm exercising in the morning. That's part of it that just came through. Okay, Heather, let's have a look. I do have time, and we are going to give you some guidance, absolutely. Heather Brown. So Heather, let me shuffle, distract myself while I do that, and then we'll pull a card for you. All right. Oh, I'm throwing cards everywhere. Ooh, I've got to pick them up now. Sorry about that. There was too many there. That wasn't your card that came out. It was just my fumbly fingers. So I'll just shuffle the cards and we'll get a card for you, Heather Brown. Here we go. All right, Heather, I'm just really tapping into your energy. The card that came up was the wounding card. I feel almost as if there's been some recent heartbreak or some recent wounding. Something's happened to you recently where you've feels like you've become that tiny little girl, that young girl that you used to be, that inner child, that wounded inner child has been triggered. So I want to take this moment, and even as we're speaking to you now, Heather, please bring all your presence and attention to this moment in time. I want you to just allow yourself to drop down into your body. And please, if anybody else has any emotional pain at the moment, or even physical pain, drop down into your body with us, Heather. Drop down into your body, and I don't know if you can feel it, but I can certainly feel right there around your solar plexus area. Is that what you call it? Yes. A build-up of energy that's around this wounding, that's protecting you from it. We want to really clear that out for you today, because you don't deserve to carry that any further with you. You don't deserve it. It had nothing to do with you. It's not about you. And you've taken it on, you've owned it, you've claimed it as something about you. Just allow that energy to be released. Just allow it to release. And if you need to cry, just allow that to happen. Allow the tears to fall, but don't allow yourself to be too overcome with the emotion of it. All right, Heather, you are loved and you are whole. And we are with you. So, wow. Excuse me. Thank you, Heather. I hope that helps. Mariko, yes please, I'm having an off day with runny nose today. It's probably because of the weather that we're having. Mariko lives around in the same general town as me. So how can I get better? Is there a message, and how can I get better? Yeah, I'm actually seeing that you, as many are at the moment, experiencing what some people call ascension symptoms, which simply means shifts, changes and shifts. And this is all around, darling one. This is interesting. And I love how the show started with the message about enough, because that's such a significant message for you. Your shifts are around self-acceptance, accepting who you are. Yeah, you've had a major shift around that in the last, it feels like the last day or two. I know that I saw a share that you had on the weekend about self-care. It feels that it's tied in with that, this acceptance of yourself as the divine goddess, as a beautiful being who, yeah, goddess, absolutely a goddess that walks this planet lightly is what I'm hearing. So Mariko, yes, that's what's happening with your nose. It's just a release, the runniness, and it's around this shift around your sense of self. All right, wonderful. How cool is that? Natasha, right. So Natasha wants to know, will my financial situation improve as long as I follow my passion and purpose? I don't want to sacrifice my values and happiness for money's sake. I love that, Natasha. I'm going to assume that you were listening to the channeled message where we spoke about values and happiness. No, that was the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading. So yeah, you absolutely do not have to sacrifice your values and your happiness for money. Indeed, money is part of your values and your happiness. As the guides channeled through right at the beginning, we're not separate than money. We are all that is, and that doesn't leave anything out. So that leaves your purpose, your money, your joy, your happiness, your values, your co-creative partners, everything. All that is leaves nothing out. So Natasha, let me, beautiful, you'll love this card. I'm really pleased with this card and the energy that's coming through around it. And the card is opportunity. So that says to me, Natasha, that indeed, follow your passion and purpose and things will improve. I do have to add though, and this is a general message for anyone who's following their purpose and their passion. What I notice more than anything else for most people who are following their purpose and their passion and feeling like they're called, as you are, Natasha, is that we don't take enough action. It's been my personal experience, and it's my experience with all of my coaching clients. We don't take the action required because we equate action with striving for or chasing money. So we want to clear up that belief, because action is how you manifest things into physical reality. That's the last step of it, is to take action to manifest it. So clear out that little belief about action means chasing and striving for money, and replace that with the step that I need to take is the step of action to manifest this into my reality. All right? Thanks, Natasha. Good message. All right, Stephanie Tannock, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. And yes, I'm going to do a card for you. We still have 14 minutes left, so we'll get to a few more people before we finish up. Stephanie would love a card. She's done so much abundance work, and you seem to feel as though you've gone backwards lately. What's the message that I'm missing? First of all, I want to correct you there, Stephanie. There's no message that you're missing. The only problem with that is that you are assuming that you are doing something wrong, and you are never, ever, 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 in my experience, doing anything wrong. You cannot get it wrong, okay? So there's your little light slap across the face, Stephanie. We're friends, I can say that to you. Now, let's find a card for you so I can offer some guidance from the cards for you, all right? The mission card, Stephanie, that's interesting, isn't it? The mission card. Are you doing the thing that you came here to do yet, my dear? I haven't caught up with you for a little while, so I'm not sure your answer to this, but are you stepping into your mission? Maybe a little bit, but not nearly as much as you could be. So there's the message for you, and I think you got it. Mission, mission, mission. Get in there and get cracking. All right? That's what you're missing, if there was such a thing as having done anything wrong, because there just isn't. Mission. Get stuck into your mission. What are you here to do? I think you know that, but let's get it moving more, more, more. Let's move it more. Again, it's that action thing. It's that that needing to take action on our dreams and on our visions and on our mission. Action is so, so important. We are human beings. Yes, there's the law of attraction, and yes, we can think it, we can dream it, we can visualize it, we can do all of that stuff, but we're physical human bodies. We have to take physical action to manifest it into reality. So there you go, Stephanie. Thank you. You can tell me later how that was. Shirley Ann, I shall share with you, if you like, a little document that takes you through a process to find your values. So I will share that with you at some point this afternoon. Maybe you'd send me a message on Facebook and remind me, because you know what my memory's like after this. All right? And yeah, it's really good. Shirley Ann's just saying she hasn't revisited her values in a couple of years. I find I need to revisit mine every 6 months at the moment, because shift is happening so fast. So it's a good idea to do that at least once a year. Angela is asking for a card on her next step in her home business. Okay, so your business is angel feather counselling and healing. Of course it is. I know that. I have seen that. Okay, so let's get a card. Again, Angela, it feels like this is the same message. This is seems to be a theme around today's show, around, you know, following your purpose, following your passion, and taking physical action steps to create the income. So that feels like it's important for you as well. Let's get you something a little bit more practical, and that is this card here, which is the clarity card. The clarity card. Have you gotten very, very clear about what the purpose of your business is? Have you gotten very, very clear on the way in which you serve people through this business? Perhaps you need to, or you might like to, spend some time, again, checking in with your values, making sure it matches your values, and getting really, really clear about the purpose of your business and about how you can then serve people through that purpose. So getting really clear about that, Angela, okay? And that will then lead you to your next steps. Thank you. Oh, okay. Let me just have a quick look. I just want to see how many we've still got to go, because I really would, I'm going to keep trying, but I don't think we're going to get through everyone, okay? Ah, good message, Robbie. Yep, okay, fantastic. So Robbie's saying thank you. You'll do it. Tiani here, I've finally got to you, darling. I will do a card for you. I was looking at your cards this morning, actually. Isn't that interesting? I was doing some stretches on my indoor staircase because of the rain outside. And I have all my cards, my Oracle cards decks, on my stairwell. So I was lunging towards your cards as I was doing my exercise this morning. Look at me talking about doing exercise. Wow. I've never even spoken about exercise before. Isn't that interesting? It's time for me to get a bit fitter and healthier. It takes a lot out of me when I do a channeling in a huge event with lots of people and lots of energy, as I discovered on Friday. All right, Tiani, the action card again. Isn't that interesting? The theme really is around action, around bringing things into physical reality through taking physical action steps, doing the things that you need to do as a human being in order to bring them through. You're a great manifester. Imagine how much greater you would be if you doubled up on the action that's involved in it. That's what I feel to say to you, Tiani, okay? Hope that is answering what you need. I presume it is, but you know, whatever. Okay. Erin will definitely do a card for you. Everybody, this is Erin. Erin's very, very helpful in the comments, and she will she shares when she's here the card that you receive. She'll share the one word on it so that you know which card it is in case you get kicked out or anything like that, or come back later to see. So Erin, absolutely, thank you. Your assistance is greatly, greatly appreciated by all of us here in this office area that I'm in at the moment. And there are so many of us. All right, so let's pull a card for you. Yeah, alchemy. It's an acknowledgement, essentially, Erin, about you're an alchemist. You are someone who turns... I'm wondering if we've had this card come up for you before. But what we're saying is that you're an alchemist. You have the ability to bring together two elements and turn them into gold. To bring together two elements and turn them into purpose. To bring together two elements and create change. It's confirmation to get on with it. To start, if you haven't yet discovered what it is that you can bring together, to start considering that and start looking at it and start doing it. You're an alchemist. Create alchemy. Thank you, Erin. All right, how are we going for time? We've got 5 minutes left, so I'm just going to scroll through. Right, I'm just going to scroll through. Rachel, sorry, one of my cards is flipped over. I've got to fix it before I shuffle. Oh, there it is. Rachel Biertel, I wish to know how I can shift triggers of a situation I dealt with in the past, which is still hovering over me. Rachel, I don't know if you were here when we did a little clearing just then, but it's the same thing. What I want you to do, we don't have time to do it in the next few minutes because I do want to do another card reading, but I wanted to stop and say to you, I want you to get really, really honest. I want you to grab a sheet of paper and I want you to write down everything about this situation, everything that pisses you off about it, everything that makes you sad about it, everything you hate about it, everything, every way that it triggers you, everything it makes you feel. And then I want you to, having written all of that, I want you to close your eyes and allow yourself to drop into your body and feel it. Feel everything that you've written. Feel where it is in your body, and then bring all of your attention and focus to that part of your body. And keep your focus there until it starts to shift. It will shift. It just wants your attention. It just wants your acknowledgement. It just wants your eyes on it, so to speak. So bring all your attention to it and allow it to simply dissolve. But do that writing first. It's most important that you do that first, to allow the true energy of it to come into your body, to be felt in your body. It's already in there, but it's probably so far, it's in every part of you. We want to bring it into just the one part so that you can put your attention there and watch it release. All right, thank you. Okay, let me just... Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that you have internet and you can hear me live. And I love being able to say Jacqueline. Or is it Jacqueline? Or do they sound exactly the same? Beautiful. All right, let me just scroll through. I just want to see. I'm just going to see. Oh, Lynn, that's wonderful. I'm glad that you've acknowledged that you do understand what I was talking about with that reading. Beautiful. Okay, let me just quickly, I'm just going to scroll down, see how many we've got left, see if there's anyone that particularly jumps out at me so that we can get that done. Mariko, that was amazing. Thank you. Fantastic. I'm glad. Yep, okay. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. Michael Tucker's just saying that taking action is a masculine trait which so many, I'm presuming he means of us feminine, are taught to suppress. Absolutely lovely. So true. Hey, Suzanne. Everybody send healing wishes to Suzanne, who is in hospital. I don't know if the operation's finished yet or if you are still waiting, but lots and lots of love and healing to you. Stephanie understands her reading. That's wonderful. And Tiani's just saying, I've just pulled my cards out. Oh, that's great. What a great idea, Tiani. Tiani's going to be doing live readings with her cards, her beautiful deck, on her Facebook tonight under the equinox energy. So jump on over there and like her or friend her or like her page or wherever it is. Just let us know, Tiani, and you can get those readings tonight. And Tiani's saying, of course, thank you. All right, wonderful. Let me just see. I'm just quickly looking for someone. Yes, there you are. I knew I was looking for someone and I found you, Joe. Joe has just said, oh, I've missed you. Any time left for my card? We've got 1 minute left. So, Joe, I'm going to pull a card for you. As I do that, as I shuffle, and I'm sorry to anybody who's missed out, please understand that your answer will be in the show. You always get what you need from us in the time that we spend together. And if we don't speak to you directly, we have spoken to you through someone else's reading or through the channeled message at the beginning of the reading or the weekly Money Flow Oracle card reading. So, Joe, I'm pulling a card for you. While I'm doing that, I am simply going to invite each and every one of you to join us in the Facebook group Mystery School for Women. It's the new incarnation of the work that I'm doing moving forward. The group is, of course, a free group on Facebook. Beautiful, beautiful energy. It is simply the Mind Your Own Vibration group renamed and uplifted and shifted and frequency going through the roof. We'd love to have you over there joining us, so please do. Tracy, stick around. I will do a reading for you as well. I see you've just joined us, but I was looking for you before. I was looking for you so that I'd be sure to give you a reading because I promised you I would. So, Joe... so I'm going to read for Joe and then I'm going to read for Tracy right at the bottom here. So Joe, the card that's come out for you is Transform. You're going through some transformation, aren't you? Some big transformation. Stepping up, stepping into, becoming more of who you are than you've been before. It feels very much like you are moving into this new energy of, wow, I'm sitting here and I just feel power. I feel powerful. I feel like you are owning who you are, Joe, which is just beautiful. Yeah, it just feels really, really powerful. Whatever you're going through at the moment is a powerful shift for you. And you'll be truly... owning your power, that's the expression. So either you've already stepped into owning your power or you are going through that process at the moment, Joe. How exciting. I look forward to seeing what that's all about. Thank you, Joe. And just the last one. Thank you. Before I do Tracy's reading, Tracy Smith, I'm assuming it's Tracy and not Gareth. As soon as I've done Tracy's reading, we're going to close off. So thank you everyone who joined us today for the Money Flow show. And we are here every Monday at the same time, and I look forward to seeing you next week. So just before we close off, and you might want to stick around for this one, we are doing a reading for Tracy. Tracy has missed out on a reading. She's been watching the show and missed out on a reading for the last probably, I think, 4 weeks. It just never seems like time for her. And coming into the show this morning, I knew that I was wanting to do a card for her. It wasn't me, the ego Anne, it was the human Anne. It was a sense that she would join us and we'd finally get to give her a reading. Because she wasn't ready to hear it until now. So there you go, Tracy. You weren't ready to hear the message until now, and that's why it's not been able to come through for you. So it's my absolute pleasure to pull a card for you today. And I'm just having trouble getting a card wanting to be spoken to. Here we go. It came out. It flipped itself over as I was shuffling. Tracy. The card that's come out it has one word on it, as they all do. It's only a 3-letter word. A-S-K. Ask. Ask. You really do need to ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Now, this is twofold. First of all, ask your guides. Ask your guardian angel. Ask your grandmother. Ask your relatives, ask all of the energy beings that are around you, because there's quite a few. There's quite a few, and they're all there desperately trying to help you, but you're not asking. Ask, ask, ask for help. Not from a place of powerlessness, but rather from a place of, I deserve what I desire. And what I desire is this, and now I'm asking for it. You understand, Tracy? Now here's the thing. I feel a little indecision around what it is that you do want. What is the life that you want to be living? What is the change that you want to be creating? Because if you're not happy in your life right now, you have to first of all know what you would prefer. So an easy way to do that, Tracy, and yes, we are running a little over time, but I want to do this for you. What I want you to do, Tracy, is I want you to write down, well, get a sheet of paper, right, and put a line right down the middle of it. And then in the first column, I want you to write a list of all the things that are going wrong right now, all the things you don't like about life right now, everything that seems to be getting mucked up right now. And then I want you to simply move over to the next column, and next to every wrong that you've written, I want you to write how you would prefer it to be. So for instance, if you say, we don't have enough money, so that's in the problem. The problem is we don't have enough money. And I'm not saying that's what the situation is for you, but if that's part of it, or whatever it is, in one column you've got, we don't have enough money. I want you to write in the other column, we are always abundantly taken care of. Or whatever you intuitively tune into, to write in the positive on the other column. And once you've done that, I want you to take your piece of paper. So you've got it split down the middle. I want you to take your piece of paper and I want you to fold it in half, so that this side is showing only the things that you want to happen, and this side is showing all the things that seem to be going wrong. I want you to put some blue tack on the side that's going wrong, and I want you to post it on the wall. Clip it onto the wall, so that all you can see is the list of things that you want to have happen. And that's your asking, okay? And keep your focus only on the side that you can see, the stuff that you want to have happen. All right, so that's the message for you, Tracy. We've been waiting a long while to deliver that to you. So thank you for turning up just in time. And that's it for me. I'm Anne Aleckson. I am the Soul Speaker, giving a voice to the power within. And you've been watching the Money Flow Show for Monday the 20th of March, and I will see you again next week. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.